reptilians feed off our fear. Is that true?
The Greys do and the Orions do. The reptilians tend to live off flesh. That's not an area I like to go into much. But according to the Andromedans, the last 25 years, the reptilians that are on the planet are responsible for over 30,000 children disappearing. I get in a lot of trouble when I talk in UFO circles about this. You can't talk about that, Alice. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
In Westchester County, New York, in the last 3 years, 5,000 children have disappeared without a trace.
In New York?
Westchester County, New York. George Andrews, E.T. Friends and Foes, he's got a huge section in his book on that. And nobody wants to talk about it. You know, denial is the dragon we all have to slay. Right now. It isn't Lucifer, it isn't Satan, it's denial. Denial of our own divinity. And responsibility. Yes, sir.
Is the missing people or children who disappear just back cloning, or are other races taking children just for other purposes to take them back?
Greys have done extensively taken children as well. A lot of them are on their motherships. A lot of the children were taken to Phobos, which is also an artificial satellite. And they've been experimented on. The planet as a whole, over 100,000 people a year vanish without a trace. On the planet. They figure 25,000 in the United States on average. Just disappear without a trace.
What about adults? If adults are free spirits, they can't touch you as free spirit, or can they?
As a free spirit.
In other words, the way I understand you're saying that some of these people can't bother you, you know.
They can't own your soul. They can't, no. The soul's eternal, you know, but your soul's in this physical form.
Right.
You know, that's easy to cart around.
Well, who picks these, not dragon, but these reptilians? Do they have people like us who wait for these children? They sure can't come 8 miles up. They can't live on the earth. I don't know.
They have help.
They have help.
They have help. They have help. Yes. Somebody on the surface is gathering the children and taking them to them. That's all I'm going to say, because I'll get it big, especially now with the video. Okay? But just think out the process. Take it apart, take the whole thing apart, and figure out how could they get there. And you'll come up with the answer. It's real plain. It's real plain. And who stands to benefit by giving them? Children. And they like children. Let's change the number. That's the one I don't like to deal with. Okay, gotcha. Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
I wanted to go a little bit into the polarities, the negative, positive. I'm just curious, why is the negative required to have the positive and vice versa? I noticed when you had the 12th frequency or level, that it was simply the positive. Now, is there still a corresponding negative to that?
Okay, that's a good point. Okay, we have 11 creational densities. There is always a duality. Now, up until you reach the 6th density, the positive and negative polarities commingle with each other. They interweave, like this. When you get to 7th, the two share a space, but they do not commingle. Now, since I've not been to 7th density, all I can give you is what's been explained to me. The two can coexist simultaneously in the same space, but at the same time, they're not commingled. In other words, if I'm a negative soul and you're a positive soul, you will see what I'm doing, but whatever I do will have absolutely no effect on you. None whatsoever, even though it's in the same space. Where here on Earth, you know, I can do something to affect your reality. Okay? Which leads me into another thing. Folks, we're told in metaphysics, we're taught in metaphysics, that you are responsible for everything in your life. that you absolutely positively create your own reality. Part of that is true. But there is such a thing as a violation of free will. There is. If there was no such thing, there'd be no karma. If there was no violation of free will, there would be karma.
Is that something that's...
It's a blind.
Is it something that's imposed, though, or is it something that's...
No, we're taught it's a metaphysical blind. And the whole purpose is to get you to take responsibility for what somebody else does to you, which lets them off the hook. Now this belief system was, of course, started by the ETs themselves, because they've been messing with us all this time. All this time. They're the ones responsible for creating religions. Literally. Literally. And it was to divide and separate us. At one time, we all spoke the same language on the planet. And the last time we all spoke the same language, the language was the Tamil language of India. That was the one language we all spoke. But we got too powerful. Remember the movie Stargate? You guys seen the movie Stargate? Yes. People came together, rebelled against the gods. There's so much truth in that movie, you have no idea. So much. Well, this is what happened. So they split us up. And all the languages that we have on the planet now are derivative of extraterrestrial languages. They taught us languages they already knew, as opposed to just creating up words. So all of our languages are extraterrestrial, virtually all of them. The original root languages are ET. They're alien languages. It's fascinating, the stuff that we have right underneath our nose. It really is.